This is me. These are photos of me I've either wanted to post but felt too self-conscious to, or have deleted and retaken them in different angles to try and make them look better. The last one was posed to make a point. I want to talk about something really important. In fact, it seems to be the most important thing to most people, as it's all they seem to talk about these days. Body image and weight. What do you think about when I say this? Is it that you wish you were thinner so you could wear a bikini to the beach? Or how you so want to look like that famous person you idolise because they are so beautiful and you're not? Or how you think you are overweight and ugly and no one will ever love you? All because of what society has put into our minds about how our weight and our bodies should be. The world is full of adverts and TV shows and social media these days that are constantly bombarding us with the latest diet trend or do this trick to lose 5 pounds in a week. Let's be honest, it's impossible not to see or hear about these things. And whenever I'm out with friends or overhear conversations of people, it's very likely that the topic of weight loss will come up in a conversation. And before I go into this topic more, yes, I am aware that there are a lot of medical conditions and serious health reasons that people lose weight for, and that is not what I am referring to here, and I completely accept that those are valid reasons. Our whole lives, we have been told by healthcare professionals and doctors that there is some sort of line where if you are above this weight, you are overweight, and if you are below this weight, that you're clearly unhealthy. We are constantly being told to monitor what we eat and how much of certain foods we eat in order to stay healthy, and to make sure we're doing X amount of exercise so that we don't become fat or too big and unhealthy. But what even is being unhealthy? Who says it is being over a certain weight, or having stretch marks all over your body, or eating too much cake? Why, as a society, have we deemed these things to be wrong and bad, and if we have them, that we are doing something wrong and that we are unhealthy? As a child growing up, I never cared about my weight, how I looked, if my clothes matched or not, whether I'd brushed my hair that day, or what I ate. I was never worried about going to the swimming pool and everyone seeing me in a swimming costume, or having a double chin when I took a photo. Yet, all children hear these days is how unhappy their parents and adults are in their own bodies and their own skin, all because of this ideal way to be that society has set upon ourselves. But why is it so important to people to worry about these things? Why do they care so much? People develop eating disorders for a number of reasons. And no, it is not all about just hating the way you look and wanting to lose weight. It's much deeper than that. But something I found really triggering and only spurred my eating disorder on even more was the constant conversations and comments of how it's unhealthy to be a certain weight, and you shouldn't eat so much of this food because of how many calories are in it, or about how I'm not doing enough exercise compared to other people. When you have an eating disorder, let me tell you, this can be really harmful to people, as it only made my eating disorder work twice as hard to try and please people who were judging my life and instilling these beliefs into me. You don't have to have an eating disorder for this to affect you either. So many people struggle with low self-esteem and confidence and anxiety issues, all because they never feel good enough or like they're not doing enough to try and be this perfect person that society tries to make out we should be. I've eaten 2 pieces of cake this week. Oh, you should watch what you're eating, you don't want to get fat. I've stopped my regular Saturday morning run. Are you doing any exercise? You're getting a bit lazy and you're going to put on weight. I've had to buy new trousers because my old ones were too small for me now. Have you put on weight? Why did you have to buy new trousers? That's not good. Are you eating enough vegetables? Why is it that the first thing someone says in a conversation is, you look well, or, oh, have you lost weight? You look great. Why do people feel the need to have to comment on the way people look over things such as, you have a lovely smile, or I love your outfit, where's it from? Or you seem happier these days, I'm glad to hear it. I believe that it is possible to fully recover from an eating disorder, and I also believe that eating disorder or not, we will always have these distorted and disordered thoughts around body image or weight in our minds, just solely because of the amount of things we see or hear about in today's world about the subject. I find that with being autistic, if a person themselves isn't autistic or doesn't know someone personally that is, then they don't even think about it, how it affects people, how they can accommodate for it, or think to learn anything about the subject to better be able to help those on the spectrum. And even then, there are still people that do know autistic people, but think, well, that doesn't affect me, so why should I bother with it? It's exactly the same when it comes to our body image. We have been brought up in a world where losing weight is being praised, and overweight or fat is frowned upon. In years to come, do you really want your future kids to be obsessing about the way they look, or how much flubber they have on their belly, or how they don't fit into a certain size of clothes? Why do people feel like the way they are as themselves isn't enough? Why are we always searching for something more, for something better, for something that will finally make us happy, whilst at the same time not living our lives to the fullest because we are becoming so obsessed with this one thing that we lose sight on everything else around us? Why do people always feel the need to comment on people's lives, how they live, what they eat, how much weight they've put on, how much exercise they're doing, or how they look? Do you really think that is helpful for anyone to hear? Do you really think that I am not fully aware myself that I have put on weight? Yes, that is completely normal after so long struggling with an eating disorder, where I restricted myself so much that I lost who I was and who I wanted to be. Do you really think that I am not aware that I haven't been running since I actively chose to recover from an eating disorder? Because I found it too triggering, and I was and am trying to remind myself that life isn't all about losing weight and trying to be what is deemed as healthy, and doing exercise just because someone tells you you should, and you have to do it. Do you really think I'm not aware that I don't eat any fruit and that my diet could be a lot better? I may be autistic, but I am not stupid. We are all going through our own journeys with our bodies, and you never know what a person has gone through in their life. And why you feel the need to constantly comment about how someone looks, or how they've put on weight, or how you've lost 10 pounds and you're on this new diet of only eating green leaves for the rest of your life, which, by the way, is so unhealthy in itself. I don't know. But there is so much more to life than our appearances. We are all different. No one human is the same as another. Not even a twin. So why are we always trying to compare ourselves to other people and put this idea in our heads of what we should be when we can only be ourselves, and nothing, no matter how hard we try, can change that? Embrace it. Don't spend your whole life trying to change it. I was 7 pounds exactly when I was born. You don't really expect me to stay that weight my whole life, do you? I don't fit into a top I had when I was 16. Why? Because I'm now 26, and I'm not supposed to be the same as I was 10 years ago. There's nothing wrong with being a certain weight, or having stretch marks on your thighs, or your arms jiggling when you dance. This is a part of life. Let's stop trying to fight these things away and learn to embrace them as a part of who we are. The world is constantly changing and evolving, and so are we as humans, and so are our bodies. And that, to me, is perfectly okay.